Today we're going to be using the Garage Therapy chemicals. Now, there are some important dilution ratios here, so listen up. First of all, we're going to hit the wheels with the Garage Therapy 1 wheel shampoo in the IK foamer, and that is going to be 20 millilitres of the wheel shampoo against 1 litre of water mixed into the IK foamer. At the same time, so just after applying that, we're going to hit the whole car with a snow foam solution, and that is using Garage Therapy Zero Decon shampoo. You saw the video on that the other day, so now that's tried and tested, we're going to be using it on the truck. And in there we have 50 mils of Decon shampoo against 400 mils of water. After that, we have a typical 2 bucket wash method system. In the wash, we've got, again, Garage Therapy Zero Decon shampoo to remove all that wax and sealants that are on the car. And in that, we have 65 mils of Decon shampoo against 20 litres-ish of water. And then, obviously, the rinse bucket. Now, you may have seen something in there. The Detail Guards pad washer. I'm going to be using that to help me wash out my mitt. Good idea, eh? So all of that should give us a good base going forwards, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get the car inside. There's going to be no more decon work. This is a very quick winter prep. And then we're going to apply Fusso Coat Dark. 24 hours later, Kiwami. That should give us a really good synthetic sealant for over winter. Going forwards, and this will be on a future video, we've then got the Garage Therapy 1 car shampoo, which is a maintenance shampoo, and hopefully that will be all that's needed via foam mixture or 2 bucket method or both, and that will be all that's needed over winter. So off outside then, you can see the Garage Therapy 1 wheel shampoo here, used via an IK foamer. Very, very thick mixture, as you can see there. Quite surprising given the dilution ratio. And then we work that in using the easy wheel brushes. This is the large brush, and then in a second we have the smaller brush as well. We'll come back and do the arches later with the easy arch brush. This is the Vicon soft wheel face brush. And the cheap Aliexpress stiff tyre brush. And obviously the little one wants to help. Kids, eh? Next, we're going to be doing the Garage Therapy Zero in a snow foam lance. So this is not a dedicated snow foam. This is the Garage Therapy Zero shampoo that we showed last week. Quite a thick mixture. And the reason I'm doing this for winter prep is to remove any old waxes and sealants that I've had on this truck over the year, just to have a nice fresh base for what we're going to be putting on later. So this is the easy arch brush that we're now using whilst that snow foam's dwelling. Just give them arches a real good scrub with that brush. We'll make sure we hit the suspension components as well. I'll take you in for a closer look. That's what you should be left with. Very potent stuff, this Garage Therapy Zero, to be honest. We'll rinse everything down now, and then we'll see what we're left with. Now, we didn't discuss the cleaning ability of Garage Therapy Zero last week. I said I'd leave that for this week. And it's quite simple. This stuff is potent. It really does remove a lot of crap. More, I have to say, more than a lot of dedicated snow foams I've seen. Anyway, now onto the 2-bucket method. So we're going to wash the entire car using Garage Therapy Zero again, just to remove any old waxes and sealants that I've got on there, ready for our Fusso base that's going to go on in a bit. And this I thought was a quite novel idea, using that Detail Guards pad washer in the bottom of my rinse bucket. It just helps free up a lot of that trapped crap in your wash mitt before going again into your wash bucket. And this again here is an example of that, so you can see the crap in that wash mitt. A couple of dunks onto that pad washer. Squeeze it out. Clean as. I'm going to start using that going forwards, I think. Final rinse down of everything before we move on to drying. And this is one of my new Aliexpress goodies. It's a drying towel, quite a large one. And as you can see here, I'll show you, go all the way around the truck. This truck doesn't have any protection on it, or very little protection now after hitting it with that Garage Therapy Zero. And this towel dries the entire truck in one. How a short horse dries a windscreen. There we go, climb on the wheels. But anyway, back to the towel. Very, very impressive little bit of kit, to be honest. I think it was only £7. I'll try and find a link to the towel and put it in the video description below if anybody's interested in that. But for now, folks, that's the outside work all done. So now the car's been suitably cleaned using Garage Therapy Zero and One Wheel shampoo, and I've got to say them things are absolutely amazing to use. We're now going to move the car inside, and we're going to go around everything with Eliminator from EZ, which is a panel cleansing wipe, followed by a coat of Fusso coat. Leaving that 24 hours, we will then go round and do a second coat of Kiwami, also from Soft99. Going to be using a number of towels, finishing towels, and a microfiber applicator for the Fusso and Kiwami. So the process here now, once we're inside, is very, very simple. We're going to use a panel wipe. For that, I'm using EZ Eliminator this time, just to make sure everything is squeaky clean. Work your way around the car. I'm probably going to tackle 2 or 3 panels at most at a time. Spray on that Eliminator panel wipe, give it a good wipe down. Then we're going to work our way around them 2 or 3 panels with Fusso Coat Dark. Leave that for 10 to 15 minutes to cure. And then buff that off with multiple microfiber towels before repeating on the next 2 or 3 panels. Now when applying your Fusso, it's worth stating, especially in this colder conditions now we're getting into November and December, make sure you apply it really, really thin. If you over apply it, it'll take longer to cure, and it's also going to be an absolute bitch to buff off later. And then when you're buffing off your Fuso, I like to use one of the double-sided towels, so something with a bit of plush on one side and then a little bit of microfiber on the other. Just helps you remove a hell of a lot more product a lot quicker. Once you've done that with that towel, so that's like your quick remove towel, I've then got a finishing towel. And that towel is purely for going round. It's not for getting heavily caked up with remnants of Fuso. It's purely for removing those last little bits and last little streaks of product. It just gives a much better finish if you do it with two towels. And then it's just a case of repeating that around the rest of the car. Now I've sped this lot up. I left the previous lot full length on purpose just so you can see how long that takes. But this lot, you don't need to see it again, so I've sped it right up for you. Enjoy. Oh, what a day. It's always good when you're applying waxes and sealants. Anyway, that's enough for today. We've done the decon work and we've done the first base coat of Fuso coat. We're going to leave that 24 hours now to cure and gas off, and then what we will do, we'll come back tomorrow evening and we will apply the Kiwami as our top coat. See you tomorrow. 24 hours later, this is now our second wax that's going to go on, and this is the Kiwami from Soft99. This one doesn't have that very solventy, petrol-y smell that that Fuso coat has. This one's a little bit more citrusy. It smells very orangey, very zesty. Pretty nice product to use. Now the Kiwami should be layered very thinly. You should notice it go on really easy with a base of Fuso. So it shouldn't take long to work your way around the entire car. You will start to notice, and this is why it's got to go on thin, that this one is very chalky and very white when it dries. So make sure you don't over apply this stuff. However, if you do, it's not really a big issue. This is a hell of a lot easier to remove than the base Fuso. And then it's time to painstakingly work your way around the car, removing all that Kiwami excess. This will take you a little while. You've got to make sure, with it being a white drying product, that you do get the remnants off there, or you're going to end up with a hell of a lot of wax residue still on your car when you're finished. Pay close attention here to things like fuel filler caps, little bits behind your door handles, in panel gaps, all them sorts of things. And once we've done all that buffing, there is still more to do. We've then got to work our way around. We're on the home straight now. We've got to work our way around and do the black plastics. We've then got to do the glass and ultimately dress the tyres. A nice little 50-50 of that side step being dressed. Boom, that was quick. And then just work our way around, completing the rest of the plastics on the car. And then onto the glass. For this, I'm using the Mitchell & King Vision. This is a water repellent glass cleaner. Just spread this on, leave it a few minutes to haze, and buff off. A really simple product to use and give some nice water behaviour on your glass. And finally, we get round to dressing the tyres. Now for this, I'm using mcguire's Endurance Tyre Gel. I've done a complete separate video on this, dedicated to this stuff. If you want to see that, I'll put a link up above now. And finally, after all that, we are finished. Winter prep complete.